You have an 18 months old son.
Yes.
So that means you built your business at the same time as being pregnant, having a child, and moving to Japan. I don't know where to start my question here, but like, how do you do it?
So first thing is that you need to have a supportive partner. That's the first thing. I have been reflecting, I guess, in a way, about running your own business versus having a job as a mom. And for me, having my own business as a mom was definitely the right choice. I know for other women it's different, but for me, that was definitely the right choice. I'm able to set my hours. I prioritize spending time with my son in the mornings, and then, I work on my business in the afternoons. And when I'm with my son, I'm not checking my emails, but also when I'm working on my business, I'm not checking in, with my mom is currently actually here helping us. And this is maybe also just a parenthesis, how to manage building a business and having a baby. I don't like the idea that people say you can't have it all. I think you can have it all, but you need help. And what help looks like is different for people. I either say you have to pay for it, live near it, or fly it in, right? So you either live near your in-laws, you have to, either have a nanny or send your kid to daycare or fly it in. I had to fly my mom in. Luckily, she's in a position in her life as well that she wanted to do that, right? Because that's also the other thing. I know that there are many grandparents like, finally, I got my life back.
Free from the kids.
Like, see you later. So, it takes a lot of even what we do in our workshops, right? We're coming back down to what is it that you want? What's the problem that we need to solve, right? And so I guess there's a few things surrounding having a baby in a business. First thing is you need help. You absolutely need to have your partner. So the child's other parent is absolutely the most important stakeholder in your business. I often see women that are wanting to either start a business or run their business, but they haven't actively or clearly communicated that to their partner. And then they're kind of like, oh, he's not helping me. And I think, but have you told him that you need 2-3 hours a day to work on this new website or something? No. Why don't you start there? Really make sure that you include your partner in the discussion. I'm lucky in the sense that my partner, my husband, is very supportive of my business and my career. He always has been. One of the reasons I married him, especially for women, if you marry someone who's in line with supporting you. So I think in terms of when it comes to having a business and a baby, one of the best things I did to either have a business or have a baby, I'm not sure which one first, was to have my own business. I think it would be much more difficult having a kind of a 9-to-5 because you spend so much time away from your son. That was a real shock for me. Someone is, like me, I love my business. I love working. I love seeing the impact that we can have in companies. And I thought, honestly, Toby, I would have a couple of weeks kind of maternity leave and I would be straight back in. I didn't want to come back.
You want to keep playing with your son.
I loved spending time with my son. One thing that really shocked me as being a mom and having my son was I was so surprised how much I just adored spending time with him, and that my business just kind of melted away. Then I kind of I guess it was the hormones and everything else kind of leveled out a little bit. And I recognized that I loved both of them still. So I thought, okay, now's a good time for me to now look at how I can build my business back. And I had a conversation and I said to my husband, I want to go back to Japan. I really want to make this happen. And he said, okay, let's plan for this. Because at that point, as we kind of spoke about earlier, we were still in Mexico at that point. So almost a year ago, March 23rd, I think was.
Yeah, that's that's now, right? We're in the middle. Yeah. We're reaching the end of March right now.
Yeah, so almost a year ago, we were still living in Mexico, no visas, no established business in Japan. And in a year, we were able to turn that all around through, obviously hard work, but also very clearly communicating with your partner what you have in mind and then working on that together. But I'm still new in this kind of thinking, but I think if you're a woman and you have it either in your heart to have a business and to have a baby, do it. I hear too many, and this is particularly for my German friends, that they put off having children because they don't want it to affect their business. Now, I don't think you should ever as a woman have to choose between having a business and a baby. If anything, our business is stronger since I had my son.
The new CEO.
Yes, since I had my son. And I think it's because I only have a certain amount of hours in the day and I use them really effectively. I'm like, you're a yes, you're a no. You're a yes, you're a no.
You said in a recent podcast episode that you kind of work in blocks.
Absolutely.
Can you explain about how you set this up?
So what that means is when I'm kind of with my son, I'm not checking emails. It could be I could be getting ding, ding, ding. I'm not checking emails. So when I'm with my son, I'm completely in mom mode. I'm not at the park kind of like also, writing emails. No.
Holding his son in one hand and like answering email.
No. So I'm complete with my son. But, and this is something that I have seen, particularly mothers, we tend to not be so good at, is that when I'm with my business though, I am not calling my husband. I'm not calling my son to check in. How are you doing? Did Charles eat his lunch? Did he sleep well? I'm not going to know any of that information until I check out tonight, which is either 5:30 or 6 o'clock. So then I'm home to cook for him and to bath him. So when I'm mom, but when I'm business, I'm not checking in with my son. And whoever he's with at that time, I trust enough that whatever issue would come up, they'll be able to solve it. My son is never with someone that I would not trust their judgment, right? So working in blocks has been absolutely essential for me. When I'm a mom, when I'm working, that's the only thing that matters.